When your spouse cheats, it feels like your whole world has been ripped apart. The betrayal's crushing. And on top of that, you're left wondering, are they going to walk away scot-free while I'm stuck paying for a divorce? Shouldn't they have to pay your attorneys because they're the ones that ripped the marriage apart? Let's get to the truth about who really pays when adultery is involved. I'm Jim Kraayeveld, founding attorney at Kraayeveld Family Law. Michigan is a no-fault divorce state, which means you don't have to prove adultery to get divorced. But adultery still does matter when it comes to money. Courts may consider fault, like adultery, when dividing property, especially if marital money was spent on the affair. For example, if your spouse spent thousands of dollars on trips, gifts, hotel rooms with someone else, that can be counted against them in the settlement. But that's not always the case. The court doesn't want to spend days having parties argue about every dinner receipt and who attended that dinner. And if a spouse learns about an affair and ignores it, the debts are likely to be considered marital debt. Now, regarding attorney's fees, Michigan follows the American rule, with some exceptions. And the American rule says that each party pays for their own attorney's fees. In Michigan, there's a court rule, MCR 3.206, and there's a statute, 552.13, that allows a spouse to ask for contribution of attorney's fees based on need. So, in Michigan, the judge can order attorney's fees when one party doesn't comply with a court order, when they could have complied with the court order. They were able to. For example, discovery violations. If a party has to bring a motion to compel because someone wouldn't answer discovery requests, well, you can get reimbursed your attorney's fees. Again, the party was required to do something and didn't. Another example is listing the house for sale. If a court orders or the parties agree and it's in a court order to list a house for sale and they don't, and you need a motion to compel, you can recover attorney's fees. The bottom line is, though, that adultery matters for property division and for alimony, spousal support. Sometimes it can affect child custody, but that's only if the other party knows about it and the children know about it, and it affects the parenting time best interest factors. The question is, does a cheating spouse have to pay for everything, including attorney's fees? And the answer is, well, it depends. If each spouse earns $100,000 and the cheating spouse follows all the court orders, there's probably not going to be a reimbursement of attorney's fees. If there is extreme differences in income and there are constant court order violations, then it's far more likely. If there's that disparity in income and there aren't enough assets to cover it, courts will look at awarding attorney's fees. Now, when you have a divorce that also includes an adultery factor, that can feel especially painful. But the law doesn't always punish infidelity the way that people would expect. That's why it's critical to get legal advice tailored to your situation. Until next time.